Are you guys following so far? Is this easy to follow? I think so. A question for you, Russell. How many emails would you say you receive a day?
350.
350. If I was able to reduce that by 60 to 80 emails, would that make you more productive?
Yes.
Some might say it's increased your productivity. I think I've just saved your sanity. So we're going to visit with the Oracle.
It's a tall order.
So with only a few clicks, I'm able to, in our Oracle Social Network, locate the customer pinnacle. Here we've added our Oracle Social Network because at Oracle we've come to realize that there's many people that don't really want or need a CRM account, but want to view relevant activity within a certain deal that's moving towards close. So with this, I'm able to share this email without forwarding it to Russell and cluttering his inbox. So with one drag and drop, I'm able to link this email to Pinnacle Technologies within Oracle Social Network. And if there were any other additional recipients that would want to see this, I could specify them here. And if there were any attachments, those would also be included in what I posted there. Are there any questions so far, or does this sound like, are you following? No, so far? Well, let's look at the value that this solution brings you. So again, we looked at how we can manage opportunities alongside Outlook. This means a CRM solution that's actually going to work with your reps. Secondly, we visited our streamlined collaboration that works right alongside Outlook. This means productive and sane reps. Thirdly, we talked a bit about data integrity and keeping only the most clean and relevant data with the opportunities you're looking at. We've essentially turned Outlook into the ultimate CRM cockpit. We've taken where your reps are currently working in Outlook and added powerful Oracle Sales Cloud functionality as well as a collaboration suite. Are you concerned, Jim, about user adoption of your product?
That'd be probably one of our number one concerns, yes.
Well, the experts agree, because in a recent study, Nucleus found that 72% of those polled with the CRM product reported only using 50% of its functionalities. We at Oracle believe that is a significant statistic worth fixing. And with taking Outlook, where your reps are currently working, we've been able to bring CRM that much closer to your reps.
So back on the user adoption, so what are some things that Oracle can do to help us ensure that we have solid user adoption across this solution if we implement it?
So solid user adoption, well, there's been lots and lots of surveys and studies and things that have been written on this topic because it's absolutely the #1 downfall of a CRM implementation. At Oracle, we believe that bringing this to where your reps are currently getting their work done, such as Outlook, is going to mean that they're that much closer to the CRM product. In a bit, I'm going to talk about Athene Group, which is one of our first adopters of the CRM desktop solution, and I'll touch on that then, if that's okay with you.
Thanks.
So our friends at Gartner were able to compile 15 of the most important tasks done by sales reps in the CRM product. Outlook is now able to do 85% of these. What is the 15% they can't do? Well, we don't natively export to Word or Excel, but this is available with a partner's help. Secondly, again, our friends at Nucleus were able to, in a recent survey, find that after implementing mobile and social capabilities to a CRM, they saw an average productivity increase by 26.5%. This is staggering, and this is a sort of innovation that Oracle wants to bring Google. Now, Jim, I'd like to talk about our friends at Athene Group that were one of the original adopters of the CRM desktop solution. Specifically, what they found compelling about the offering that I'm telling you about is that they're able to now not have two separate instances for the reps to work in. And specifically, they were very moved, and specifically what helped them the most was being able to take appointments and log them with their opportunities all in the same place. So they would have 100 appointments a day, and none of those would get logged to CRM because that was a pain. So go to your CRM product and then log the appointment only for your manager to see. That wasn't working with them. So I'd like to end with a quote by Henry Ford. It says that if I asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Well, if you asked your reps what they wanted today, perhaps they'd say a faster CRM. That's not the solution you're looking for. Us at Oracle have taken the leap, have established a precedent with the Oracle CRM desktop solution. and it is my pleasure to provide you the key to working together and user adoption. Hold on to that until the end of our presentation. And it is now my grand pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Seth Allen. Seth is from Bountiful, Utah, where he is formally trained as a physicist. He has over 8 years' experience working in the technology industry and is now a sales consultant focusing on CRM solutions. And also, today is Seth's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Seth Allen.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Put myself on the map here. I am so excited to talk to you, Google, today. The reason that I'm so excited is because it is my task not to explain a certain software package, although I will show you some software, but it's my job to explain a concept. A concept that is so pervasive that we almost don't notice it, but so important. First, I'd like to talk about this man. His name was William. William of Ockham. Ockham was a small village near the town of Sussex, England. And William of Ockham, or referred to as Occam, lived in the 12th century. He was a philosopher, a theologian, a Franciscan friar, and he was one of the most fundamental minds in medieval thought. He's most well known for what is referred to as Occam's razor. And Occam's razor is basically the tenet that you shouldn't multiply the solution beyond what's necessary. It's called Occam's razor because he would use this methodology of logic so effectively that he would cut apart his opponent's arguments by shaving off extra assumptions. Now let me give you an example of how Occam's razor works. Let's say that you come home one day and you find that your dog has gotten out of his kennel. So come home, find out your dog has gotten out of his kennel and torn a big hole in your couch. And you think, how could this possibly have happened? And you're debating between two, you posit two theories. The first theory is that you forgot to lock the kennel, allowing the dog to get out and tear a hole in your couch. The second is that a stealthy burglar expertly picks the lock to your apartment, lets your dog out of his kennel where he tears a hole in the couch, but then the burglar expertly locks the door on his way out without disturbing anything in the apartment. Now, Occam's razor simply states that the simplest solution is almost always the correct solution. The first example has basically two components, you and the dog. In the third, you introduce other elements, and those complicate the matter. At Oracle, we understand how simplicity is important. And what I'm going to talk to you today is how to use simplicity as a tool. Simplicity itself as an instrument to get done what you want to accomplish. The second thing is I'll talk about how Oracle has already implemented simplicity in an elegant way. And thirdly, I'll talk about a specific example with an Oracle software called Eloqua. Oracle is an artist as well as an inventor and an innovator. We understand that simple is intuitive, and intuitive is elegant. An elegant design is a design that allows your people to sit down and accomplish what they want to accomplish without having to have any training in order to do it. A solution that is not simple means that your attention is moved from what you actually want to accomplish to how to wrestle the interface into doing what you want. Many customers use many keys to accomplish the same task. Think how refreshing it is to have one solution, one vendor, one place of collected data, one common customer service avenue to accomplish what you want to do. It's amazing. Welcome to the Oracle Sales Cloud software. Some of my colleagues are going to talk about these different applications, so it's not my job to go through the software per se, but to highlight the elegance. Now ask yourself, if you were sitting down for the first time, or say as Google executives that you have a task that you want to assign to someone on your team, and they sit down in front of the software for the first time, how much training does it require to know where to go for leads? How much training does it require to schedule a new appointment? How much training does it require to find out where the opportunities lie? If we drill down into leads, how much training do you think that it takes to know intuitively which leads are hot, warm, or cold? Now those leads are pre-qualified. The icons are designated by the software with all of this data that's been compiled because it's all in one spot. If you need to go to other areas, such as opportunities, customers, or contacts, how much training does it take to know how to get there? This is elegance. Drew just talked about Oracle and their CRM desktop solution and how Outlook is integrated. How much training does it take to tell somebody to use what they're already using? One of the most difficult aspects of business is marketing. Marketing is vastly complex. Let's say that Google has a new Google Lab that they want to invite users to a focus group. Let's say you want to send out an email and invite people to the focus group, and just to do that without an elegant solution, you've got to have somebody to compose the email, somebody to compile the list of contacts, to narrow down who's appropriate to send this invitation to. You've got to manage a registration form and the content, in other words, the graphics for that form. You've got to manage the responses from the customers, and then you've got to manage your responses to their responses. And I haven't even talked about running reports. All of those things require a different IT person, at least, or department, right? Now, you asked us for an interface that would intuitively provide you a solution without the need for heavy IT resources. This is what I'm going to show you. Let me show you a solution called Eloqua. So in Eloqua, this is the interface. And I can go in and I have the most recently accessed campaigns right in front of me. I have my favorite reports if I want. Let's say I want to create a campaign. How much training do you think that this is requiring? All I'm doing is choosing this like any intuitive interface would lead me to do. Now if I want to create an email campaign, well, first I'm going to grab the members that I want to market to, and then I'm going to decide how I'm going to contact them, in this case via email, and how I connect those. This is very important and gorgeous. How I connect these from an IT perspective is I go like this. My IT has just been done. I've connected this
do that
pool.
again?
Yeah, you bet. Watch this. I'm going to get crazy. What that's done is I've identified a pool of people that I want to send this email to, and it automatically connects my email message to that pool of people. Now, strictly for time, I would love to build this from the ground up for you, but strictly for time, I pre-built Google a campaign, and I'm going to explain what it does. What I've done in this campaign is I've identified two groups of people that I'd like to invite to participate in a focus lab. The first is highly active social influencers, so people who are on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. The second is Google has a game. You could call it a game, but it's more of a way of life for some people. It's called Ingress. So I want Ingress participants to be invited to this focus group. So I'm going to send an email to the social influencers, and I'm going to contact the Ingress people via Google+. They're going to be sent this invitation, and in that invitation, they're going to be asked or invited to fill out their information on a form. Now, Eloqua is going to track whether or not they fill out whether or not they fill out the form. If they do, then it's going to wait a couple of days and send them a reminder before the event. Then it's going to wait until the event and send them a thank you email. Now, if they don't fill out the form, it'll wait 3 days and then remind them that I invited them. This was literally as easy as dragging and dropping. The content required for these things I can create on the same machine. This is elegance. This is simplicity. This is pervasive in the Oracle solution. And it's my pleasure.
Excuse me, Seth.
Yes, Russell.
It does look elegant, but it looks different
Okay.
Everything else that we've seen, why is that? Is it the same product, the same cloud?
Good question. This is an acquisition recently, a company called Eloqua. It does look different. It's not in the Oracle Sales Cloud suite. It's available for purchase and for people who want a marketing solution. So the reason that it looks different is because it was developed separately.
So it's not in the Sales Cloud?
Correct.
But is it integrated with the Sales Cloud?
Yes, it is. Yes, the contact information and all of the information that you need is still centralized with your business needs. And with web apps and partners, all of your information is integrated with a minimum investment of IT after we've integrated your solution, which will help you do. Let me go back. So I've told you how to use simplicity as a tool. I've demonstrated Oracle Elegance, and I've talked about an example with software called Eloqua. It's my pleasure to give you Mr. Frangioni, Occam's razor.
Nice.
Be careful with
Don't
that.
cut yourself.
Yes, be careful. Also, the key to simplicity. Next, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Brant Stewart. Brant has a thorough background in technology sales. He spent 3 years as an inside sales rep for Research in Motion and VMware. While doing this, he gained experience in both account management and business development. Ladies and gentlemen, Brant Stewart.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate that warm introduction. There I am. That's great. So, some of you may recognize the image of this man on the screen as Thomas Edison. There were a few things that Edison was really well known for, and perhaps what he was most well known for is that of his invention of the light bulb, or of his invention of the electric light bulb. What he did is he was able to invent an electric light bulb that was able to be mass-produced and common in every home. And today, it is in almost every home and in every business. As he was coming up with this light bulb, he had one main obstacle that he overcame. He couldn't find the right filament to put inside it to get it to light up. In fact, when he was doing this, he wrote over 40,000 pages of notes to try and find the right answer. And he tested over 1,600 pieces of material to put in there. He even tried fishing line, coconut fiber, and even the hair from his friend's beard to get it to work. And none of that did. And then finally it hit him. He used carbonized bamboo to get it to light up. Now, I tell you this story for a couple reasons. One reason is because you at Google are also missing a crucial element to your sales team. And that's an effective CRM tool to allow your sales reps to be able to manage their opportunities while on the phone with a customer. Also, just as Edison was able to bring light and vision to the world with his light bulb, Oracle Sales Cloud will bring light and vision into your pipeline and opportunities. Now, Seth highlighted some of my background in technology sales. And I, like Google, didn't have a very effective CRM tool. In fact, I found myself often looking like that lady up there, because I would be on the phone with a customer, I'd scribble down the opportunity, and it would go in my black hole. And then when I try to retouch on that opportunity, the files would pop out, and it was a mess. I remember there were specific times where I would have someone call me. I would hurry and write their name and number on a piece of paper, on a sticky note, stick it on my computer, thinking I'd call them the next day. I'd get in my office tomorrow morning and look at that and have no idea what it meant, crumble it up, throw it away. And then also, I would use Excel spreadsheets and Word documents and various ways to keep track of my opportunities. Now, before I left, my manager approached me and asked me to compile all of my information into a master spreadsheet to give to the next rep coming in. And as I did this, I did my best to find my opportunities in everything that I had that was relevant. But just like the lady in the picture that I showed before,